quarterback room. And despite going later in the draft than we all anticipated, all eyes are still going to be on Shedeur Sanders. Let's welcome in our Browns reporter now, Daniel Oyefusi. And so, Daniel, how is Sanders getting ready for his first day of rookie minicamp?
Yeah, Shay, I spoke to someone close to Sanders who said that he arrived in Cleveland early last week, just a couple of days after he was drafted, to get acclimated to the city ahead of his first rookie minicamp. Now, during this time, Sanders has been working out during the day, having some throwing sessions, and then at night, he's cramming in this Browns playbook, trying to master the terminology and the lengthy play calls that are a lot different from the college game. Now, Sanders does arrive in Cleveland with a larger spotlight and expectations than that of the average fifth-round pick, and maybe that's just the nature of his NFL pedigree and the fact that he was believed to be one of the top quarterbacks in the draft before falling to day 3. Now, as for those expectations, Sanders is embracing it. After he was drafted, he told reporters, quote, "I'm a Sanders, so there's going to be expectations no matter where I am."
Okay, well, that is factual. And you can read more of Daniel's reporting on Sanders' expectations right now on ESPN.com. Daniel, we appreciate you. Thank you for the insight. Enjoy rookie minicamp and all that Shedeur Sanders is going to bring to it. Look, everyone talking about Shedeur Sanders, even Tom Brady, who had some advice for the young quarterback.
I actually texted Shedeur because I know him very well. And I said, dude, like, whatever happens, wherever you go, like, that's your first day. Day 2 matters more than the draft. I was 199.
Yeah.
So who could speak on it better than me? Like what that really means. Use it as motivation. You're going to get your chances. Go take advantage of it.
And he's right. Let's welcome in NFL analyst Damien Woody, who witnessed firsthand Brady's rise from pick 199 to QB1. Look, Shedeur Sanders has to navigate, as we talked about, a very crowded quarterback room. It includes Joe Flacco, a veteran, Kenny Pickett, fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel. What are your expectations for Sanders' rookie season, D-Wood?
Yeah, listen, first and foremost, I think he's in a great opportunity. We know you just listed all the quarterbacks that are on the roster for the Cleveland Browns. You talk about we know what Joe Flacco is at this stage in his career. Kenny Pickett is on his third team in so many years. And then obviously you got the third round pick in Dillon Gabriel. So, listen, Shedeur Sanders obviously, disappointed being picked in the 5th round, but he has a great opportunity with one of the best play callers in Kevin Stefanski to really show out this year. Remember, Shay, the Cleveland Browns had 2 first-round picks next year, so I think the Cleveland Browns going to use this opportunity to look at those 2 young fellas to see if maybe they're the answer at the quarterback position.
Yeah, it's a good point. I actually forgot about next year's draft. Also, you think back to what Flacco was able to accomplish during that 5-week stretch where he started for the Browns back in 2023. He led the NFL in touchdown passes and yards. Let's not count out Flacco, okay? Damien, we'll see you a little bit later on. Thank you very much. Let's go to Sanders' former college teammate now, Travis Hunter. He got his degree today. Our ESPN senior writer, Adam Rittenberg, tweeted this, something that does not get talked about nearly enough. Travis Hunter was a 2-time first-team All-Academic American. Really impressive college career in multiple ways, and he is right on that. Congratulations. Yeah, he's just a good. Our first look at the players taken in the recent NFL draft. 26 teams begin rookie minicamp tomorrow, including the Titans and the #1 overall pick, Cam Ward, the Jags and Travis Hunter, and the Giants and Abdul Carter. And then there's the drama with the Browns camp with the quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders, and of course, Dillon Gabriel. NFL analyst Damien Woody back with us now. Let's evaluate the Giants quarterback situation now. Jackson Dart, 25th pick in the draft. He'll be fighting for snaps with 3 vets ahead of him, including Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. When do you expect we could see Jackson Dart get some playing time?
Yeah, Shay, listen, I'm never one to put a timetable on when a rookie is ready because everyone develops at a different time. But I think initially it's going to be Russell Wilson's job to lose. And I think it largely depends on how the season is going. If the Giants are hanging in there and Russell Wilson is playing decent football, then more than likely we're not going to see Jackson Dart out there on the field. But if the season starts going sideways and Jackson Dart is showing, progress throughout the season, we'll see him sooner rather than later. So I think it's dependent on the season and how Russell Wilson is playing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wonder if we even have to see him this season. Wouldn't it be nice to have a rookie just sit back and watch a year like the good old days? Hundreds of rookies, though, will take the practice field this week for the first time. Which one of them, D-Wood, though, do you think will have the biggest impact this upcoming season?
Yeah, for me, it's Cam Ward for a couple reasons. Number one, we saw with Will Levis, there's a couple things that hurt offenses in your team the most. Turnovers and sacks. and Will Levis committed both of them in bunches. And so Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick, he's really good at taking care of the football. He's mobile. He makes, really good decisions, and he's a really good athlete at the quarterback position. So I think that combination of taking care of the football and being a dynamic playmaker at the quarterback position is really going to help the Tennessee Titans moving forward.
Okay, I am with you on this, D. Wood. Quietly, the Titans are putting together a very good offensive line. They have wide receivers now in place. They've got some talent.
A lot of big-name running backs changing places. It's wide receivers in New Jersey this season. DK in Pittsburgh, Cooper in Seattle, Debo in Washington, Devontae in L.A., and Stephon in New England. We have B-Mac joining us from Atlanta. Bryant McFadden here, and he's going to tell us what the biggest wide receiver moves of the offseason were. He's going to rank them 1 to 5. We're going to start at 5. By the way, one of the guys that we saw there was not on this list. I'll tell you who that is when we're done. But we'll start at number 5 with a star who returns to his old division.
No question, it's Stefon Diggs signing with the New England Patriots. And the reason why I love this potential relationship with Stefon Diggs and the New England Patriots is because of their young quarterback. Just go back in time when Stefon Diggs once was a Minnesota Viking. The Buffalo Bills made it happen for him to be part of their organization. And just look at how it took Josh Allen to a whole nother level. If you're the New England Patriots, that is what you're visualizing. That's what you're hoping. Because you can say whatever you want to say about Stefon Diggs, but before that ACL injury, he was on pace to have over 1,000 yards in 8 games, roughly under 500 yards receiving, 496 to be exact, 3 receiving touchdowns in an 8-game span. So if he was able to put together a full body of health for the Houston Texans, clearly his price tag would have been higher, and he probably would be a Houston Texans. But because of the injury, his season came to a halt, and then allowed the opportunity for him to be a New England Patriot. So I love everything about this relationship because clearly they're in dire need of improving their wide receiver room. Stefon Diggs come with the experience, and he still has the playmaking ability. And the last thing I say about this move, it helps the team in totality, because if you look at their personnel on defense, Chris, they have a playoff-ready team right now on paper defensively. If their offense can be consistent and develop, especially with Stefon Diggs helping out young quarterback Drake May, who knows what type of season the Patriots could have.
B-Mac, your Steelers made some moves. Obviously, the trade, George Pickens to the Cowboys, they get a 3rd-round pick in return. They made that move because they went out and made a move earlier in the offseason. DK Metcalf is your number 4. The big question is, who's going to throw him the football?
And that's why this is huge, because right now, we don't know who will be throwing DK Metcalf the football. But one thing we do know, this was a very, very important get for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were trying to improve their wide receiver room over the last 2 years. They flirted with the ideal of Brandon Ayuk. He stayed in San Francisco. They flirted with some other teams, and then came the opportunity to make a move to go get a wide receiver 1 in DK Metcalf. Now with them moving on from George Pickens, Chris, that makes this DK Metcalf acquisition that much more important, because clearly there's a depth concern at the wide receiver position, and he is going to have to lead week in and week out to be able to get the best out of the passing game. So for me, that's why this is number 4. Clearly, if George Pickens was still in the forefront, this would probably be higher, but just being